Okay. Hi. Hi, everyone. Hello, English readers. Good evening. Good evening. Today was a busy day. So, hi, Melissa. Yeah, so sorry for this for doing this live that late, but I could not do it earlier than this. I just arrived from work and I just turn on my phone and turn on my computer and I just and and I'm doing this live. So it wasn't doable before at all. Otherwise, I would have been in my car and not really convenient. So, there was a bug. It's fine. Is it working now? Seems to be working. Yeah. So I'm gonna have I'm gonna drink a little bit of my cup of tea before I start reading, because otherwise I'm not gonna be able to drink my tea. So I need to just settle a little bit and wait and see who is going to join us tonight. And in the meantime, I'm going to talk a little bit. It's beautiful. What is beautiful? The book? The book is beautiful. What is beautiful? Tell me. So yesterday, oh, you're so sweet. You, you too beautiful. Etienne was live yesterday. I talked to Etienne yesterday. He was with us reading the chapter 1. So yesterday we read chapter 1, which was A New Tenant. That's the title of chapter 1, A New Tenant. And so let's quickly recap this chapter. So we are discovering, or the story starts with, I'm very good, thank you. How are you, Melissa? So the story starts with a tenant. So a tenant is someone that is renting. Sorry, my chair is making so much noise. It's a little bit inconvenient. I might change the chair. Sorry about the noise. I'm happy. Yay. Good. I'm happy you are happy. Nice. You had a good day. So, where was I? I'm gonna tie my hair. I drink tea. A tea. Well, it's not really tea. It's an infusion. It's fennel. Fennel and what? Yeah, it's fennel. Fenouil. So let's go back to the chapter. We are the chapter starts with this tenant who arrives in Yorkshire, and So a tenant is someone that rents a house or a flat. And hi, Heidi man. Hey, Heidi. Heidi man. Welcome. So a tenant is someone that is going to rent a house or a flat. In this case, it's a house for a period of time. So Mr. Lockwood is the narrator of the story, and he is the new tenant of Thrushcross Grange. Thank you very much. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Where you from, and what's your level in English? Thank you for joining this live. I hope you're gonna enjoy the reading of Wuthering Heights. We are reading chapter 2 today. I don't know if you're still here. So Mr. Lockwood is the new tenant of Thrushcross Grange, which is the second house that owns Mr. Heathcliff, who is the landlord. So the landlord is the owner of the house. He is the person that collects the money, the rent. And Mr. Lockwood decides to pay a visit to Mr. Heathcliff, his landlord, to introduce himself. Just to introduce himself and get to know this landlord, Mr. Heathcliff. And we are in winter, and when Mr. Lockwood arrives in the house, then it starts snowing. When Mr. Lockwood arrives at Wuthering Heights. So Wuthering Heights is the house in which Mr. Heathcliff lives. So I posted yesterday the live of chapter 1, and in the description of the post I asked a question, and that question was what means Wuthering? Why is the house called Wuthering Heights? And I'm from Tunisia and I live in France. And next year I will continue my study in LLC. In Anglais, in Faculty of Arts in Aix-en-Provence. Wow! So you are in Aix-en-Provence. Nice. It's a very beautiful area, as I heard. I have a friend who studied. I have a friend who studied in Aix-en-Provence. She's from Nice, and she studied in Aix-en-Provence, and she told me it's a beautiful place, and I've seen pictures and all that. So great. I'm glad that so you're a student. Nice. I'm happy that you find my Instagram account interesting, and that you are joining this live. Have you read Wuthering Heights? So in what year are you at the Faculty of Arts? Because you're saying, so you're studying English, and you saying that you're going to continue your studies. So is it your first year or is it your second year? And did you read Wuthering Heights as well? So what was I saying? So the question was, why is the house called Wuthering Heights? So Mr Lockwood is visiting Mr Heathcliff, his landlord, at Wuthering Heights, because Wuthering Heights is indeed the house in which Mr Heathcliff lives. Hello, Klinger. Welcome to this live. Klinger, I don't know if it's the right pronunciation. So he's visiting Mr. Heathcliff at Wuthering Heights, and hi, thank you for following me. I hope you're gonna find this live interesting. That you're going to enjoy this live. So is visiting Mr. Heathcliff at Wuthering Heights, and Wuthering Heights, we learn that means, in fact, it means the blowing of the wind on the moor. So this house is at the top of the hill, of a hill on the moor. So the moor, we explained that it is the typical landscape in Yorkshire, England. Yorkshire is more or less north center of England, and the typical landscape is very green, not much trees, a lot of green fields, and hi Valentine, hello. And it's very very green, and there are lots of hills, little hills, and there is a lot of wind usually, and so wuthering is the blowing of the wind on the moor, and this house is on the top of the hill, so this is the reason why it's called Wuthering Heights. So that was the answer for the question. So Miss Lockwood is visiting Mr. Heathcliff, but unfortunately, he doesn't get the welcome that one could expect as a new tenant. So, in fact, he's going to be welcomed by, hello, Katie. I'm sorry, today I was late because I came back from work late and the traffic and all of that. So yeah, I started the live. Hello. I started the live quite late today. So I'm doing the quick recap of chapter 1. I'm also late. Oh, okay, that's fine then. Great. So it means that it's fine then. It means that I'm on time. Luckily, I just started. So luckily I just started. So it's well, I haven't started reading chapter 2. So so it's nice. So it doesn't get the welcome that he expected. In fact, Mr. Heathcliff is going to greet him in a very is going to be quite aggressive, and especially the young lady. So in the house, we learned that there are a couple of people who are living in the house. So you've got the housekeeper, Zila, she's the one that is quite nice with Mr. Lockwood. And then you have a girl that we don't know the name. And there is this boy called Hareton. And there is Joseph, who is the kind of the handyman of the house. And he's doing a lot of housework, not housework, but outside work with the sheep and maybe the garden. I don't know. With the farm, he's working in the farm, and so Mr. Heathcliff wants to. So as I told you, it's in the middle of winter, and Mr. Lockwood doesn't realize that when he's going to live Thrushcross Grange, there are going to be a lot of snow, and is going to find himself stuck in Wuthering Heights. And when he's going to ask to the young lady to find someone to escort him back to his house, then she's going to be very rude to him. She's going to be, she's not going to, she does not want to escort him, and take him back. And she's telling him that nobody is going to take him back. So Mr. Lockwood is a little bit worried to get lost. So he's quite upset about the fact that nobody is ready to show the way. And at that point, and he's going to take the lantern of Joseph, that Joseph is holding, and he will want to go back on his own. But at that moment, Mr. Heathcliff is going to send the dogs to him, and he's going to get attacked by the dogs, and he's going to be hurt on the nose. I think it's on the nose. He's bleeding somewhere, or not on the nose. Come inside now, and I'll stop that bleeding. Was it on the nose? And never mind. They're going to attack for them. No, he's gonna. And the nose began to bleed. Yeah. It was the nose. So, and so this is how it ends. Yes. And Mr. Lockwood feels very sick and confused about all this. And at that moment, Zila is gonna barge into the scene. I mean, she's gonna come outside and witness the whole scene, and she's going to get really upset about everyone, about what happened. And and she's going to tell Mr. Lockwood to go inside and have some rest, and so that she can heal him, and she can take care of the blood and everything. Take care of him, basically. Yes, and this is how it ends. I had another comment, but I think the person is gone. But I started my L3 Anglais in 2014, but I did not finish it because of my pregnancy. Ah, okay. I have two children and I'm 34-year-old. I'm afraid I am afraid because it has been a long time. Oh, wow. I did not practice my English. Yes, I read it. I read it last year. Okay. Right. Well, I guess she's gone now. I don't know. I only see one person. So it's you, Kitty. Okay. Maybe she'll be back at some point. Okay, let's get a little sip of my infusion. It's not tea, infusion, but yeah, I need to drink it because otherwise I'm gonna start reading and then I'll forget. It's gonna get cold. Okay, let's go. Chapter 2, A Ghost in the Night. As she led me, Zilla told me to cover. Oops, sorry. I need to move forward. Oops, sorry. Ooh, here we go. So, as she led me, Zilla told me to cover the lantern and stay quiet. He has strange ideas about this room, she said, opening a door. I've only lived here for a couple of years. A lot of strange. Oh, wait. He doesn't. Wait, sorry. She said he doesn't let people sleep there, but I don't know why. Sorry, where was I? Oh my God. He has a strange ideas about this room, she said, opening a door. He doesn't let people sleep there, but I don't know why. I've only lived here for a couple of years. A lot of strange things happen in this house. I was too tired and shocked to be interested in that moment. At that moment, she showed me a small bare room that had a chair and a small bed next to the only window. Then she closed the door and left me. I immediately got into bed and put my lantern in the window ledge. The ledge had a few old books. The ledge is this kind of little space between the window and the bed. The wooden space here. That's a ledge. A bit, not a counter. It's not a counter, but it's much smaller. It's really on the side. Ledge. Okay. The ledge had a few old books at one end, and someone had scratched some words in its paint. Catherine Earnshaw, Catherine Heathcliff, Catherine Linton. I quickly fell asleep. And so this is what was written on the ledge. So here, there's some inscriptions. Can't clearly see, but yeah. I quickly fell asleep and had many strange dreams before I was slowly woken by the sound of a branch knocking on the glass of the window. I sat up and tried to open it, but the window could not move. I quickly fell asleep and had many strange. Oh, sorry, I'm reading again the same thing. I quickly fell asleep and had many strange dreams before I was slowly woken by the sound of a branch knocking on the glass of the window. I sat up and tried to open it, but the window would not move. Feeling tired and angry, I pushed harder and suddenly my hand went through the glass. But instead of a branch, a small, cold hand closed around mine. Then a girl's voice cried, "Let me in! Let me in!" I suddenly felt very frightened. "Who are you?" I asked, and tried to pull my hand free, but those cold fingers held it hard. Catherine Linton, the voice replied. I've been lost on the moor, but I'm home now. Let me go! I will let you in. And I will let you in, I said, and the fingers relaxed. I pulled back my hand quickly and pushed the pile of books across the ledge in front of the broken window. I'll never let you in, I shouted. Not in 20 years. It's been 20 years, cried the voice. I've been lost on the moor for 20 years. These words were followed by a scratching sound, and then the books began to move forward on the window ledge. I jumped out of bed and screamed. The next moment, there was the sound of a man's feet coming quickly towards my bedroom door. Before it was pushed open. Then Mr. Heathcliff came into the room with a lantern and said quickly, Is anyone here? So here you can see the little ghost of Catherine Linton. It seems like it's Catherine Linton. And Mr. Lockwood and the broken window here. It's scary. Oh, it's a short, very short chapter. I stood up. It's only your guest. I stood up. It's only your guest, sir, I said. I had a bad dream and it made me scream. I'm sorry if I woke you up, but this room is full of ghosts. I understand now why you keep it locked. That crazy woman. What is she called? Catherine Linton or Earnshaw? She said she'd been on the moor for 20 years. When he heard this, he closed his eyes and groaned. Then a tear ran slowly down his face. And I immediately felt very angry with myself because, of course, he knew the woman. I remembered the other name I had seen scratched on the paint, Catherine Heathcliff. Mr. Heathcliff opened his eyes. Mr. Lockwood, you can sleep in my room. I will not sleep now. I took the lantern and left the room, and then I heard something that made me stop. I turned to see Mr. Heathcliff getting onto the bed and pushing open the window. Then he cried out into the night, Catherine, do come! Oh, do come once more! But there was nothing outside but the snow and blowing wind. I went downstairs quickly and found a chair near the fire in the kitchen. I sat down on it and finally went back to sleep. When I woke, it was morning and there were voices. Zillah was making a new fire, while the younger woman sat next to her in a chair next to the dresser and read a book. Mr. Heathcliff was standing with his back towards me, and he was shouting at Zillah. Then he turned to the young woman and said, And there you are, doing nothing again. Everyone in this house works for their food and bed. You can shout, but I will do nothing, the woman replied tiredly. She put down her book and stood up. The next moment, Mr. Heathcliff lifted a hand, but she jumped away from him to a safe corner. I moved forward quickly, and Mr. Heathcliff put his hand on his pocket. He knew that he could not hit a woman in front of a guest. I did not wait to have breakfast with them, but quickly rode my horse home through the snow. Mr. Heathcliff led me most of the way without speaking. When we got to Thrushcross Grange, he left me and turned back to Wuthering Heights. The worried servants were waiting for me, but I did not speak to them. Instead, I went straight to bed, feeling weak and sick. And that's the end of chapter 2. Well. So what do you think about this new chapter? Strange things are happening. Hello. Tell me, what do you think about this chapter? So it seems like there is a lot of strange ghosts haunting the house. And I don't want to be in his shoes. Definitely not. Yeah, everything seems a little bit scary in this house. From the tenant. Yeah. I guess that you meant Mr. Lockwood. No, it's not only the house, I mean, Mr. Heathcliff is not very welcoming at first, but then when he stays in the house, it's even less. There are ghosts in the house, and it's like a haunted house by this young woman, this Catherine Heathcliff Linton. So when he comes back to Thrushcross Grange, he actually feels very tired and sick, actually, about all of this. So it must have been quite a very challenging experience for him, going into this house. And sorry. So yeah, it's very disturbing. And very I wouldn't say violent. The poor man, yes. It's not, I wouldn't say, but kind of. There is a lot of, yes, there is kind of a lot of violence. I mean, here you can see the girl is quite aggressive. I mean, this also the story with the dogs, yeah. And the girl, yeah, first the story with the dog, and second the moment where she's taking his hand, and I guess she's breaking the glass. It was terrible. Yeah, can you imagine? And at the end, when Heathcliff wants to hit the little girl, the young girl, I think she's a young woman, not a little girl, but he's about to hit her because she replied back. And he stops himself because Mr. Lockwood is there, but it seems like Mr. Heathcliff is someone that is quite violent. So yeah, it didn't seem to be a character that the readers would like at first, Mr. Heathcliff. And this to just mention about the ghost, he should have let Catherine in. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Lockwood is not, it doesn't keep his words. He doesn't keep his word, because at first he say, oh, let me go and I will let you in. And then boom, he's saying, oh, you can dream. So I will never let you in. So that wasn't really nice to do that. And you can see that he's been, he really used this as a trick, just tried to trick her. Yeah, not in 20 years. But actually, yeah, and it's quite interesting when she says, oh, but it's been 20 years already. So we also have that information that it's already been. So this Catherine died 20 years ago. So what happened 20 years back or 30 years back? So that would be interesting to discover. What happened to this girl? Why is she haunting this house? So yeah, that would be interesting to know. That's another mystery. And also the fact that here we've got elements of ghosts. Also is the mark of the fact that this story is classified as or belongs to the Gothic novels, the Gothic genre of novels that were very popular in the started in the 18th century and carried on up until the early 19th century, because it's quite when did she publish this story? It doesn't say, but it says it's 1801. I don't remember when was the story published first? I think 18 Wuthering Heights, written under the pseudonym Alice Bell. Yeah, because she used with her sisters, they all used pseudonym before publishing with their own names. 1847 up until the mid 19th century. Jane Eyre. Sorry. So this is also typical of the Gothic stories genre at the time of the 19th century in England. The story gets under the skin. I like also the woman, the young woman, you mean? She's very brave. Yeah, she's not, it feels like she's not afraid of Heathcliff. Even though we feel like I liked also the young woman. Also your woman. Yeah, I think you meant the young woman. Yeah. Yes, it feels like she doesn't fear Heathcliff. Although he seems to be quite aggressive and violent. She doesn't seem to care that and replies back to him. Well, she doesn't care. Yeah, she's not afraid of giving her opinion. Yeah. And you can shout and it will do nothing and do whatever she wants. So that's also something that is quite intriguing, the fact that she dares talking to him like that. Why? How come? And why is she so negative? Why is she why she doesn't want to do anything? That's also something that it's interesting. That will be interesting to discover. Maybe in chapter 3, we will know more. So it's going to be at Thrushcross Grange. So tomorrow, chapter 3 is happening in Thrushcross Grange, which is the place where Mr Lockwood stays. So I guess we might learn a little bit more about Mr Lockwood. Who knows? Maybe, yeah. So that's going to be for tomorrow. So I'm going to leave you here today for today. That's going to be it for today. And I'm going to ask you another question. Thank you very much for the reading. You're very welcome. So I don't know if you've noticed in the post of the live, I asked a question in the description of the post, and also I put the question in my story. So I'm gonna pick another question today, and if you've got time to give me the answer, I'm gonna pick a question for chapter 2 again. And if you've got time, feel free to comment to give the answer, just as a little challenge or whatever, as a little exercise, let's say. So either you can answer in the comments or in the story, in my story. Maybe might be interesting. Well, either way, yeah, I will put it on both. Great. Okay, so I will leave you to it. And I'll see you tomorrow for chapter 3. Bye bye. And tomorrow it's 2 p.m. So should be much earlier than today. So hopefully you'll be able to join tomorrow. Bye bye. See you.